talked about what you will want from men, right, and how men are. I also want to talk about what do you think you yourself, the ideas and the ideologies that you brought into mind or certain behavioral patterns that you think maybe are generic to women, not necessarily general because people are different, but that you think that on your own, because you don't have your husbands here now to say, but I think on your own, if you have anything that you think you should work on or you should change, personally, do you think you have any of those?
Oh yeah, I have a lot. I have a lot. Like when I was getting married, I have a very, very independent woman. Very, very, like extremely independent. And when we were cutting, one of the issues we kept on having over and over again, I do not feel like I need to tell anybody anything else. I up and leave. Like I up and do things. Like I don't need to. And that was what marriage taught me. There's another person. That is why it's about separation. This is another person in your life that needs to be carried along with everything that you do. So it's not like I still don't make that mistake. Like when they told me about this, I forgot to tell my husband. I got to the bus stop and I was like, oh God, baby, you're married. And then I had to tell him last night and inform him about update. So it was a lot of work for me. It was a lot. Oh, it was a lot. Like it wasn't fun. I had to start by telling him my salary because I was consciously doing that, not because he asked, not there was the time I was sending my payslip every time because I'm trying to bring this person into my life, like be part of it. I don't know how to do that. I never knew how to do that. Nobody was ever part of my life. Even when I was back in the days dating people, like I just had this separation that you are you and me and I'm doing my things. I don't need to take permission from you. But now,
you can get really used to it, and you really got used to it.
I was extremely. Even when I went back home, my parents were like, that was one of the things they were afraid of because even my parents don't know some of the things I do. Like I'm like this, like I didn't even ask my husband for permission before agreeing to this. That's how bad, and so now I'm still working on it, like reorientating myself every day. And again, I was not desperate. I used to be very defensive. Oh God, I'm the queen. I must explain why everything happened. Like you need to see it, and it was really affecting us. It was causing a lot of friction for us. And it was hard for me to just say, "Oh, sorry." I'll tell you sorry, but I said, "Babe, but this is what happened," and he was telling me that, "Baby, you don't know how to apologize." That's not how to apologize. You just say, "I'm sorry." You don't need to explain every single time things happen. And then I had to tell myself, okay, Bolu, you need to learn how to apologize. You don't need to defend everything. So these are the things that actually happened in the beginning. There are still so many things I'm working on here.
Yeah.
But you see, this super independent. You see, I'm still working on. I'm still struggling with it. Wow. I know that God is just.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not beginning to think about myself now.
Yeah.
I've been very independent for so many years. Okay, that's something.
It's a change.
It's a gradual process. I think that people shouldn't rush themselves.
Yeah.
Of course.
Every day I tell myself that, Bolu, you are growing. Even when I make mistakes again, I tell myself, Bolu, you are still growing. You are still working on this. You are still working. The most important thing is never to stop. I think what happens to people is when they make one mistake, they feel like, but then I tell myself, no, I wouldn't beat myself for this. This is something that has happened for me for a whole lifetime, and now I'm just readjusting. I'm reorientating myself. I feel like marriage is the place where you can easily become like Jesus. Every day you're becoming like Jesus because you are shedding. It's like you are shedding your skin every single day. And when you make mistakes, just pick yourself up. Don't stay there and be like, okay, I'll do it again. So I forgot that I was married yesterday night, and I had to tell myself that I'm married, and then I had to tell my husband, even if I didn't tell him immediately, he informed me. I made sure I still spoke to him, and we even still discussed about it this month. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
It is.
How about you?
For me, like on the other side, like I've really been an open person. Like I've always been like an open communicator. Like, oh, tell him everything. Even before we got married, like we during our courtship period, like we been able to deal with that and everything. But for me, one thing like I'm still learning, or I learned, is also like not to expect it to go your way every time. Like coming to the understanding of the other person also has a mind, also has the things you want to do, and how to talk about it with him, and how to be open-minded to be like, okay, let's do it your way, or let's do it my way, or how to talk about it. Okay, this is your way, this is my way. Okay, which way are we going to go about it? I think that's one thing I came to really tell myself, that the other person is different, that you have to learn to listen, to go with it and everything. And then my husband is kind of person that is a very decisive person. And me, I'm always like, oh, I can easily bend to like the other person's, like, especially like I'm this kind of person that, you know, before it's like, before I got married, I'm on my own, I can deal with myself. Well, I'm that kind of person like, I'm in a relationship now, I'm married, like like I'm going to just put everything, not like I'm not the burden on everything, but I don't mind you taking the decision, because like I trust you, like, oh, we'll be fine. So I don't mind you taking the decision. But my husband is this kind of person like, oh, you have to be decisive. So tell me, what do you want? Like, is like, what do you want? So I've learned, or I'm still learning to be like, to have my own plan, to have my own decision, and be like, this is what I want, and everything like that. And it's going to be like, okay, yes, let's bring it to the table. But this is my husband. Like other guys may not be like that and everything. So that's one thing I'm really getting. And I'm really getting to learn, like, to really understand my husband, the way he does things. Like I said, like, not to generalize it, it's way different from every other person. That's the truth.
I've met the guy.
Yes. The first time we met, it was, I think, the first time that we really became friends. One of the things he said is like, he's weird. And like, it's true. It's really different. It keeps differently from other people and everything like that. So I knew, like, I'm also in that direction. Also, like, I also think the way he thinks and everything. But like, I'm learning now to be more decisive and be able to come to the table with my husband and be like, okay, babe, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. This is the way. And then I'm learning, like, my husband gives me this ability, like, babe, you have to be able to plan your own life also. Like, everything doesn't have to, because you're married, that doesn't mean like you should not have your goals, your personal goals, your personal things on the table and everything like that. So me, I'm learning now, like, okay, I have to have my own plan. I have to have my own, like, when I have my own ideas and everything, like, the first I'm sharing it with my husband. Like, it's like, see, there is no limit to how big you can go. That's the way you give it to me. I'm kind of emotional. Like, the way
he's watching, like, now, he's kind of swelling. Damn me. Come on.
But then it's like,
I'm really
but then it's not like, see, how much you fly, it's good, it's amazing, but then, like, it's scary also, because like, how much you fly now depends, how much I can fly depends on me. And then I'm just like, babe, you have to wake up, you have to be all, like, you have to really be on your toe, you have to be like if, like, my husband is this kind of person, but like, babe, I don't want to work again. I remember, like, during this period, the time I woke up, like, babe, I don't think I can do this, like, trying to get license again, I'm tired, like, I really want to do other things and everything. My husband was like, okay, now let's work on your CV. Oh yeah, let's start looking for a job. My husband is that kind of person, so like, it's like sending a signal, babe, I'm with you, I'm supporting you in everything you do, I'm with you 100%. So whatever direction you want your life to go, well, I'm with you, I'm going to be with you. So you have to, like, sit down and be like, okay, how far do I want to go? Like, that's the way, like, that's what I'm learning, that's what I'm doing. So I'm learning to push myself every time.
Oh wow, okay, it's a little bit now. You know, you said you are super independent, you have your own life. Now she's like, okay,
I have someone.
but now the man is saying, you have to think now, you have to plan, you have to, know what you want to do, you have to make your own plans, you have to kind of be independent, quote and unquote, but still,
that bit of dependence, independence, interdependence.
You have to be like that. Like if you say my husband is like, do you say you want to be outside? Oh, okay, don't worry, we'll be fine. We'll manage and everything. And even like,
Just
you want to be director? Okay, don't worry, we'll work with it and everything like that.
And I think that's amazing because the thing is, once you figure out what you want with your life, like there is a lot of number one distractions will follow. You have a focus that you are working towards, and then it just makes a lot of sense. And then nobody can just come and sway you by any opinion. You just this is what I really want. And of course, as believers, there is of course that element of godliness that into it. It's much more than me. It's what does God want for my life? But then He will tell you, and then you can walk towards it. He would at least he will guide you.
Exactly.
It can be, and it's not. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to like over spiritualize it into something very big. Like, for example, God wants me to be the president of Czech Republic. Probably, I don't know. It might have told that to something.
Yeah, it's possible.
But if it's for me, it's on a personal level. It's more on a daily basis. On a daily basis, what would God have me do? In this season of my life, this next 3 months, for example, what are the skills I'm supposed to be developing? Who is the person I'm supposed to be? What am I supposed to be learning? Who am I supposed to be in the next 2 weeks? What are the new? I feel like okay, there's something that is dissatisfaction right now that I'm going. I'm like, there's some things I need to pick up. There's some skills I need to do. I know that this is God nudging me because normally I would not.
I wouldn't have.
Exactly. I know these are the plans that you. So I now begin to say, okay, God, these are the things. Write them down. These are the plans that you want me to take in my work life, in my personal life, in my hobbies and all of those things. I want you to become a wholesome person. I want you to be a person that shows beauty to the world, that makes the gospel attractive. I think this is a good segment for what we'll be discussing. So it now he now brings those plans, and then you can now begin to walk towards
it. And marriage does not. I tell people also like I don't think God is going to give you that person that will take you away from His purpose for your life. Like for women, for men, I know like most times the society or many women grow up like, oh, it's your husband's purpose. Like they just drop their whole purpose. Like you have
I just had an issue with that.
I think for me, like see, some of these things are very dicey and everything. But for me personally, this is me personally. Like it's like disclaimer. But for me personally, I feel like God died for you as a woman too. God gave you a purpose as a woman too. Like whoever that is going to be in your life as God is not going to be somebody that will change your whole purpose and everything. Except maybe you do not have a deep understanding of what your purpose is. When we are talking about purposes, it's not just about you're going to be the president. It's about who you are, the core of your person itself. So it's possible that even if your husband is called into ministry or is called to be a banker, I think it's one of those things that the place of Christians in the society. That it's not compulsory your husband is called to be a pastor. Your husband could be called into politics or whatever it is like that. But even if your husband, you'll be able to find yourself in need. You'll be able to like even though you're with your husband, you're supporting your husband, you may not be able to go to work, like maybe you're a banker, you may not be able to go to work and everything, but you're still finding your purpose in that place. Like you're because it's different when you're doing something because I have to support my husband, because it can really be frustrating. But when you find your purpose in it, yourself in what yourself in what he is doing or what you're doing and everything like that, it is that you'll be able to come up with programs, with things for yourself, and you're very, very happy because you see many women settling for things that they're not happy with where they are. They want more, like they want to do more. It's see, there are two things. It's either like you're yet to really understand your purpose, or you're attaching your purpose to a position, to a place, to a thing, which I think it's really, really different. It's your call, it's your person. I tell people, yes, I'm a medical doctor and everything like that, but it is not me. I think we were having that discussion. Like, it's the position I'm occupying, it's not me. It's like, they call me his, even if I'm going to be a cleaner, if I'm a cleaner, I'll still be this me, wonderful, joyous person that I'll still be the wonderful child of God, regardless of my position, regardless of my place. And that is where purpose comes in, like your call, the call of you and everything like that. So as wives or as women and everything, like, find your purpose. God, personally, God is, I don't believe God is going to give you somebody that will change your whole life course or your whole purpose in that, which makes it really easy. So when you're looking for a man, when you're found, you're not looking for husband. It's like, what? Oh,
you can look for me.
Another question is it okay? Like, maybe one thing, I don't know, like the question I want to ask or throw it out there is that, as a Christian, as a believer, like, when you see a guy that the guy, he likes you, you like the guy, like, you kind of already have the nudging in your heart that, okay, this is okay for you and everything like that. Is it okay for you to, as a guy, that be like, dude, is it okay for you to be like, dude, what's going on? Or are you just to keep quiet and keep waiting for the person to come along and talk? And what if the guy is really shy? Is there a way for you to help the guy to find you?
It's a very interesting discussion.
Yeah,
and I want to actually, instead of I want to hear from you guys. If I know you're both married and all of that, but if your husband was doing this was not approaching, or did you? I don't even know how your relationship happened, but would you have said, Oga, you'd be like, guy, let's talk about this. See, I like you. I see, Chief, I like you. You like me.
What are we doing?
You know, let's do something about it.
Let's work this thing out. So we know
we like it.
Let me help your life. You're shy.
We know there's something here, Chief. Let's talk about it. So, what do you guys? Would you guys ever have done that? Or did you guys do it? I don't know.
I never had the chance. I've never ever done it. I've never ever had the chance to do it. But then it's quite dicey. It's a very tricky situation. Very, very tricky. For instance, if you guys are friends, there is a level of friendship there. For instance, how close are you guys? What do you guys talk about? Have you guys got into that friend level of bestie, my bestie? I believe, I always say to my single friends that always find relationship. Always. Don't come and start assuming in your head that, oh, the guy is feeling this type of way, and the guy is like,
because he's taking your heart by
you are not a mom, you didn't date. You are not even
Why do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Me, no. See, then I wanted to get you guys' opinions first, because I've learned so many things over the years. But if I like you, I will let you know. We will define it.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. You're amazing.
Yeah, we would have to define it. If I like you, let's just how I was saying let's do something about. I'll be like, babe, auntie, I like you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I know I will be shy at the beginning. Maybe it might take me some time, but you will know I like you.
Yeah.
Right? And then we can start talking about how we can. And if you don't, it's okay. Let's move our ways. But
it's maturity.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And that's how I see it. But I would feel some kind of way because see, I have been on the other side of someone saying no. Right? I've asked and someone has said no. I don't want to be the person saying no.
You see?
So when I'm always praying, if I don't like you first, don't go and like me, because if you tell me you like me and I don't feel the same way, I really feel bad telling you no. But I know it's just, no, that's one. I will feel it's not like you cannot tell me you like me or something, but if I don't like it, I will feel it's selfish actually that I'll feel bad that I'm telling you no, you know. But if I like you and you like me, and I've not said something yet, and you know I like you, and you come and tell me, it's fine, no, I don't have problem, but my problem is when I don't like
you. Yeah, but
and I have to say no.
Why are you in that kind of relationship with that girl that you put her in a position of making her feel like?
So that's
there's some
people used to catch
cases.
feelings, so
There's some cases
it's
that
not my
people
fault.
just catch feeling like.
It's not my. It's not my fault. I did not want it to happen. It's that catch feeling. Because me, I've caught feeling for somebody that did not send me.
The thing about feelings is that sometimes it happens. I was.
Yeah, so I just feel like, okay, if you guys are really cool, like you guys are friends and all, I think when you're liking the guy and the guy is not saying anything, like, guy, it's something I can do. Guy, what's up? Even after my husband asked me that, I still ask him, what do you want? Like, I'm like that. I'm that when it comes to the relationship thing. Don't come and put me on a pedestal making me feel like, what do you want? What do you want? Marriage. Okay, how do you want it? Why do you like me? Like, I ask those kind of crazy questions. Why do you like me? Why is it me that you're choosing among all the girls?
Yeah.
I have those kind of very, like, I put guys on the spot.
Yeah, I did.
Especially when you say that you're talking my husband, when you say like, oh babe, I want to marry you. I've never known somebody like you. Babe, I want to marry you. And I was afraid of marriage.
And the thing is that I feel personally, I know guys know. So if I meet him, I just have the feeling that if I meet someone that I want to get married to, I will know. So when somebody
the same thing goes. What you're saying, that the same thing goes with the girls too. The same thing goes with the girls, but the society has made it like it's only guys that can be expressed, receive about they know it. See, the truth is that this thing is not just only for girls. There are some girls that you meet someone for the first time and you're like, this person, I'm going to be close with this person. I'm going to go out with this person. This person is going to be my husband. But like now, what we're saying now is that the society made it like it's only guys that have to be expressive. I know the Bible says that when a man finds a woman or wife or everything like that, but I really don't know when it comes to that. Maybe it's I don't know whether it's directly translated to the man that has to talk to the girl or everything. I don't know this thing, but I think that because we're still in the society, we have to be very careful the way we see things, because we many of us, like for many people, it's going to be somehow when a girl comes, but for some people, it's really no big deal.
Question.
Yeah, because I want, sorry, just to interrupt you, I heard like that men are cheaters, and when you go looking for them, you take away the things because they really want to treat you, they really want to
you're trying to make their life you're trying to make their life easy, like dude, don't worry, I'm here.
They feel the adrenaline of chasing you, asking you out, you like
no.
I don't know.
I
don't know how
you don't like chasing.
I said I
I don't like it because I've tried it.
You see, that's it's not everybody that
don't stress me.
But it's okay for a lady to come and tell you that guy.
If you like her.
It's fine for me if I like you, and I'll say let's do something about it. I like people. I want us to put this relationship thing together. So that's why I don't like it when I would that chasing mentality. I'm like, so I'll be trying to speak Yoruba, but I'll be trying to come close. I'll be trying to come close to you.
And you'll be moving far.
You'll be moving far. You'll be giving me attitude.
You have to. Like, you're not chasing enough.
Like, exactly. You want me to put in more. Like, I'm not doing this with. The thing is that I'm not doing this with 1,000 people or 10 different people. I really am interested.
I know whether to pray for that.
Exactly. I'm really interested in you, and you are the only. If I'm doing it with you, it means you are the only one I'm doing it for right now.
Yeah.
So why waste my time? Why are you stressing me? Just let's do this now. Let's
just get it.
But then this chasing, haunting. Like no, I don't mind making the first move. I don't mind doing all the normal stuff, but don't make me wait for for
for
this how long?
him.
Because
For me, I think it's immaturity.
Yes.
Like, because when you see a guy, you like, for me, like, when a guy comes to meet you, even like the person already, like, you already know, like, for me, it's immaturity when you're trying to still let the guy to chase you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very, very immature.
What do you really
Yeah,
want?
like this, and it's because you don't really know what you want, or you don't know your worth and everything. And because for the guys, like the guy comes to you, if you know your worth already, and you feel like, yeah, this is the person that wants me and everything like that. I think that yes, you may not want to say yes at the moment, but you may kind of be like, okay, let's get to know each other.
Exactly.
Let's get to do this. But you have to bring in maturity into that. If you're considering someone already, don't be quick to say no, hoping that is going to keep on pursuing. Not everybody has time for that. There are some people.
Yeah,
if you do that to my husband, then we need you. You're your home.
Like it's not. There's
You're
no.
like,
It's
you're
not
your
so.
home, go,
It's not
get
difficult. Like, and that maybe that's the difference between sometimes men and women and all of those things.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I like you. Do you like me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's do something
Let's
about
see
it.
what we can do. I mean,
Let's work on it. No. Okay, it's
yeah,
fine.
let's go.
God bless you. I will go my way. That's how I feel. But then this manipulative kind of tendencies, you want me to still be doing, I don't know which actor will I use now. I should be doing Arnold Schwarzenegger and the I don't know.
I'll be
Trying to find different methods and strategy and all of that.
Yeah.
We are stressing the both of us. We know what we want to do.
Exactly.
There are many other things to do in life than that to be stressing about.
I mean, there's so many
about
other things. Like, I mean, like, the truth is this, like, when you say, if you're already sure, and you guys say yes, you guys can start planning, can start doing things together, can start making plans for the
Almost
future
immediately.
and everything. And it takes your distraction, it takes every distraction away from every other guy. Like this, and then you guys can start praying together about your future. This one, I'm talking to believers, I'm not talking to people that are not in the world. So if you're a believer, you're saved and everything. Yeah, there's a place of waiting and praying, which is another thing. Like some people will be like, oh, they want God to speak to them. Like we have different ways of like getting our confirmation and everything, but you have to know where you're going to get your confirmation. And this confirmation is not only, see, you as a female, as a woman, you have to get your own personal confirmation. True. Not just because the guy came to you and tell you God said. You too, you have to hear your whole God said. The way you're going to hear it, because when you're entering this marriage, you're entering it not because your parents said, not because he said God said. You have to enter it with your whole full chest. Like, this is what God told me, I'm mentioning it because it will really help me in the marriage. When it comes to it, it could be like, God, you were the one that asked me to go into this. And when I say God, you were the one that asked me, it's not like, oh, you're going to hear. It's not everybody that will see dreams. It's not everybody that will be beside the well. It's not everybody that will be carrying the below and the other partner will carry for him. It's not everybody that will go through that. I know you've had so many stories like that. It's not everybody. There are some people that, because they already know, God has already told them where they're going. God already told them that this is my purpose for you and everything, and they're already working that purpose. So when they see someone, they don't really have to go and do 30 days fasting and prayer. They already know that this is the person, because they see the person's character, the personality. They know that this person is a child of God, so they know it connects. For my own, I had this peace of mind. Like, I've been in relationships before like I met my husband and everything. But the time I met my husband, it was at that point I was like, God, I was telling God that, okay, God, like, looking into the future, then like God has already brought me, like I'm already getting to see, like knowing my purpose very well. So I know the kind of man I can settle down with. I know, yes, I'm not the one to search, but I know that when they come, I already have my, like, with him, I already have the kind of list that there are some people that when they come, anytime I look at you, look at your personality, I'll just be like, it can't work. If we cannot say that the person you're going out with is amazing without, apart from it, like, if you're to remove that relationship, now we used to be able to say this person is an amazing person,
especially when he says that I want to marry you. Please don't just leave it as, oh, let's go with the flow. Don't go with the flow.
He's not doing you a favor. Like, he's not doing you a favor marrying you. Both of you are doing yourselves favors because you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're fearfully made. See, God has purpose for you, and the purpose God has for you, the calling God has upon your life is very, very important also.
Yeah.
So you need to ask all these questions to be sure, to be very sure that you're not going to marry somebody that is going to take you away from the purpose of God.
You know the one that I think it's not great. I've noticed. You know when people say no, you know, so the babe says no, and then the guy moves on, and now the baby is angry that the guy moved on.
And that is.
I think that's immaturity part.
That's immaturity. It's immaturity.
I did it when I was immature.
Okay, all
like,
right.
It's really immaturity.
Like when I was way younger. But for this one, it wasn't like that. I was just like, okay, let's build friendship, because he dropped it for me. I want to marry you. I'm like we're talking. Okay, we had started talking then, and then he said, I want to marry you. It threw me off balance. So then I not say no, I'm not interested. I just say, okay, let's be friends and let's see how it goes.
Wow, that's really good.
Because you really need to build friendship.
Let's
because
see how you go. I need to know whether I can deal with you.
Is this friendship that will carry you guys through so many things.